Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Ria Manolius. I just wanted to make a video in case it helps some more people about the feelings you experience during lockdown and how to help yourself through it, especially if you're interested in evolving as a spiritual person. Now, I've seen a couple of comments on social media. One person was saying that even after the second day of lockdown, they were experiencing very strong emotions. And I can attribute it to my experience of when I was first living out of home. I'd just gone through a divorce as well on my own. So I was living with just my young daughter, who was like at 2 years old. And once a fortnight, she would go visit her father. And then I had the option of either staying at home by myself or going out. So because I was going through such strong emotions of the divorce and also living alone for the first time as an adult, um, it was the emotions were just too strong for me to bear, and I didn't like my own company. I didn't have very good self-esteem. So what I preferred to do was always I tried to find people to meet up with, or if I failing that, I would just go shopping, uh, just a way to get out of the house and keep myself occupied. Uh, so just in case it helps people to realize that it is normal when your normal routine, when your usual routine stops, you become more aware of your feelings and repetitive thoughts because you can't ignore them anymore. And it's the perfect time to allow those feelings to bubble up, observe them, acknowledge them. And the next step is how to heal them through. And I just wanted to also mention that at the time, a close friend was on antidepressants at the time when I was also feeling very vulnerable, and he felt that I was also in the same situation, that I needed to go on antidepressants. And I said to him that I never want to go on medication because I know that things like medication and even alcohol abuse is a way to just suppress your emotions, and sooner or later you're going to have to deal with them. So unless it's some very extreme post-traumatic stress, and so scratch that, because if you're under post-traumatic stress, your mind has a way of helping you deal with that, which is amnesia. That's why some people do get amnesia when they've been through a traumatic event, because they're not ready to deal with the experience yet. And when they are, is when their mind will gradually allow them to remember bits and pieces. So if you're on medication or abusing alcohol, you are just doing what you can to help yourself feel better in the moment, and sooner or later you're going to have to deal with those emotions. And I don't want to make people that are in that situation feel bad, because they're just doing the best they can, and hopefully one day they'll be ready to stop doing that behavior and look at their real feelings underneath of why they needed to start doing that. So here we are. Some people are in isolation. I've got a part-time job working, so I'm in an essential service where I have to work. But I want to do what I can to help people, because I've been a therapist since 2004, meditation teacher, hypnotherapist, and I have helped many people in the past. And I want to say that when these feelings come up, it's the perfect time to just not be hard on yourself for feeling that. First of all, be gentle with yourself and loving with yourself the way you would want you know, the most ideal best friend to behave if you were confiding in them with your darkest fears. And it's up to you then if at the next step, if you want it to be writing down those feelings or just listening to the self-talk that's coming up. And then instead of answering back with other self-talk saying, you always do this, you're so hopeless, you're never going to change, instead just say, have thoughts like, you're doing the best you can, I love you, or I love all parts and pieces of myself. I love myself exactly the way I am. Because when I acknowledge the way I am right now, then I know that I can gradually start to heal. So you might have even physical sensations coming up, like your heart might be racing, you might have nausea, your stomach might be churning, and you know, other even more extreme sensations. People might have shaking, etc. Just breathe. Sometimes we tend to hold on to our breath when we're, without realizing it, when we're uncomfortable. So do a few deep breaths and then allow your natural breathing to take over. Talk to yourself, say, I know I'll get through this. I trust myself, I believe in myself to get through this. And then the next step is just allowing your body to pass it through. Nothing is permanent in this world. So as you're breathing and you're telling yourself that you're all right, sooner or later those sensations will fade. And that will be maybe one thought or one feeling from your past that just needed to come out of your body. At the time that you experienced it, you weren't able to deal with it completely, and that's when it gets stored in your body. That's how one way that we get muscle tension, for example, or headaches. And when you're ready to just sit with the feeling and let it come up, it will gradually leave your body. That's what they teach us with energy work. I've always been sensitive with my hands, and I really relate to the energy work from India when they talk about the chakras and the aura. So they say that every experience will come through our crown and go through the center channel of our body. Now, if we, like we were saying just then, that if we're unable to deal with the experience, it might get stuck in one of your chakras, and that can be the part of your body where you'll start to have sensations or discomfort, and then it could even lead to disease. Is the worst case scenario. So with the energy, the thing that you can do with your energy to help you get through this is also to say that I'm opening my crown. The reason we're saying this is that just based on our beliefs during the day, it might shut down a bit, so, or our experiences. So we just say, I'm now opening my crown. And then you also intend to open the root chakra, which goes from between your legs facing down to the earth. And you imagine and strengthen that connection between your base chakra and the earth. And also imagine that your center channel is just flowing with white light. The light, you could say it's the light of God, the Creator, universal energy. And as you breathe and trust, you allow this energy to flow through your body, and allow the feelings, thoughts, emotions to come up. Trust that you'll be okay. You might start to feel that inner knowing that you're always protected, you're always okay. And you may have seen the images that the human body has got like a torus going around it. So that's when it's like a donut shape of energy. So you can also, if you're, I was going to say, if you're experienced working with energy, you can speed up the spin of the torus by spinning it anti-clockwise is the way that it spins to raise your vibration, and that's up to you. But I just wanted to cover a bit of the real basics that everyone understands, and then for those that are more interested in like the energy part of it, just a little bit more information about that as well. So just be gentle with yourself, and I hope this helped in some way. Feel free to give me any comments and questions, and all the best. Thank you.